The most unnecessary addition to Deepwoken's combat, the Uppercut. When I say it's unnecessary, does not mean it's bad. The Uppercut serves its purpose as another option that you do not need to fight others. But if Uppercuts are used correctly, combat as you know it will be changed forever. What's up guys, it's Punchy, and I know a thing or two about punching, so I figured why not, it's time to share how players can use Uppercuts effectively. In basic combat, you perform an Uppercut by crouching with control and hitting the left or right click on your mouse. It's a little bit iffy out of combat, but it comes out consistently during a fight. The first thing you'll notice about this option is the substantial end lag that leaves you vulnerable. Once you commit to an uppercut, you're stuck with that decision and you have to be ready for what comes next. You know, if you miss, there's no move canceling or dodging to make up for that. Use your uppercuts wisely. Well, what happens when you land a successful uppercut? Both you and your opponent will be sent into the air for a mix-up. Whatever happens up there is determined by both players. Of course, the one hitting this uppercut will have the frame advantage and a legit player will not be able to hit them instantly. If you're attacking, the most obvious option is going for an aerial stab. It's very simple to pull off and very easy to predict, so keep that in mind because people will be expecting this. If you have an abnormal crit such as a spear or rail blade, you can throw this out instead. Even the basic critical attacks will throw off players in the air. Depending on the crit, it's a great way to get distance between you and your enemy or just deal some extra damage. You can uppercut into a mantra, yet I tend to stay away from mantras as an attunementless player. You know, other attunements may be different. Fast moves that have very little windup are the only real option, but if your build is good, there is room for ABA infinite air combos with multi-hitting mantras. Of course, if you're feeling extra toxic, you can uppercut into a spit. I mean, this is viable to remove your posture damage, but it's more of the mind game that has the impact. Once you're in the air, you can really do whatever you want. Start an M1, a crit, or a spit, it doesn't really matter, just do a mix of these. All the things I mentioned earlier are what you're starting with, because I always lead these moves into the next. It's a freestyle, and it's for fun. Whatever you end up doing, your opponent needs to be defensive. Either they eat the whole combo, block some of the moves, parry them, or use a vent. I don't think you can dodge the initial attack, but it depends on what you're using. Regardless, your opponent will still have to react. Now that's out of the way, what's the best time to use an uppercut? It's hard to say because this is entirely build dependent. Back in the day, the uppercut was introduced as a way to counter aerial stabs and mix up your opponent. I'm not gonna lie when I say this, but nobody really uses this as a counter to aerial stabs, but I'm sure you can make it happen. I mean, I don't even do it myself. Mix-ups on the other hand, we can do. On my light weapon builds, I often combo into uppercuts right off an M1 or mantra and start my combo from there. But I think my best application of uppercuts is on my medium or heavy builds. Whenever I hit somebody with a mantra or flourish combo, I can attack the space where they're going. Instead of aiming at my opponent, I aim at where they will be to catch them once the knockback is finished. More often than not, this is where I use an uppercut to apply pressure and deal some posture damage. Straight out of a combo, some people won't be able to parry, so I force them into a 50-50. Either they block the uppercut or get hit right into it. Before layer 2, I actually did the same thing for different reasons. Once I hit a knockback move, most importantly, I slide to kill my momentum and then M1, and it just so happens that uppercuts also come out if we slide, so it's perfect for my playstyle. The uppercut's lunge is also pretty beneficial for movement-based combat. I did notice there were times where I would randomly uppercut and the small dash it does moved me out of the way of an attacking player. I would not rely on this, but it can be of use. Also, I think it's really cool that a few attunements get specific talents for uppercuts. Thundercall builds can place tethers while Flame Charm lights them on fire. I experienced this firsthand on my Maki build, and this flame talent is something else entirely. I think it's very strong and perfect for explosion builds. Right now, it's only for these two attunements, but maybe in the future we'll get an uppercut mantra for each attunement. There's a lot of experimentation with uppercuts that you need to try out and tailor around your own playstyle. I'll say it again, this option is unnecessary to win fights. You don't need it, and if it doesn't work, you can always play without it. I just want to clarify that uppercuts are extremely fun and, no pun intended, can elevate your build to the next level. Just try it out and tell me what you think. That's all I gotta say for now, and thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more punch related content, and have a good one.